Let me preface by saying that this was a very decent and well-earned Valentine surprise, because in as much as it was on my list of one of the highly anticipated movies of 2025, this one literally blew me away. Let's jump right in. I watched the trailer. I thought I knew what I was walking into, but this movie ended up surprising me in so many ways, because I thought I was going to get a boilerplate action sci-fi movie, but what I got was so much more. This movie is packing story, it's packing world building, it's packing performances, it's packing some decent action. There's so many surprises within this movie, and I'm going to do this review, but just so you know, it's not going to be a spoiler review. It's going to be a non-spoiler review, so there won't be any reveals, because this movie is packed with a plethora of reveals which I don't want to spoil for anyone. uh, Overview: this movie is essentially a story about human connection, that sense of belonging, and why it succeeds so much is because it has zero to barely any dialogue, and therefore it's carried by these two capable actors in Miles Teller and Anya-Taylor Joy. Anya-Taylor Joy was obviously my standout. So let's establish the premise here. So we have these two snipers, these two elite snipers at the top of their game. They're hired for a security detail to guard a certain location. So they're posted on these two towers, which are opposite each other, and in between there's this gorge, and they're supposed to kill anything or anyone that emerges from this gorge. And I thought I was walking into this action movie, but also surprised, because in as much as the movie does have the action, I was more invested in this human story. We have these two people who are so far removed from civilization, who have internal battles, and they're suffering from loneliness, and therefore they start forming this relationship, this friendship, this camaraderie. And the way it's done, it's so beautiful, it's so touching and endearing, and you're really rooting for both of them, and they're quite likable as well. Yeah. And this movie, Scott Derrickson, the director, does a good job of establishing the world building, and he knows how to balance in terms of the tone. And because I love how it's so atmospheric. One point, it's it's sweet and lovey-dovey, and they have all this nice music which I loved, and then the next thing, the sci-fi element is thrown in, and it gets you off guard. There's some horror elements to it. It's just a fantastic time, and therefore you'll be engaged from start to finish. It's a very difficult movie to review, because there are so many aspects that will be spoilers to discuss, and you should just be open-minded. Have that open mind as far as putting yourself through this experience of, it's good. I wish I'd never watched the trailers, because I got a totally different experience, which I did love for the most part. And therefore I'll say, it's a warm, sweet, and a little bit dreamy, and this is the kind of movie that's a love story that makes you believe in happy endings. And Miles Teller and Anya-Taylor Joy are fantastic. They keep you glued, you're endeared to their performance, you're endeared to their characters, and you're guaranteed to have a fulfilling conclusion and resolution at the end of the movie. So I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10, probably the first movie of the year, which I am highly thinking of tossing into my list of top movies of the year. Yeah, so let me know what you guys are watching. If you enjoy these reviews, then kindly click the subscribe and like button, and ding that notification bell for more updates and reviews. See you on the next one. Cheers.